Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're going into the grand finale of today's exciting Dungeon World adventure with Roll20 Esports. You guys are doing great. I'm having a ridiculous time. Let's see what this goblin knows. So you've captured a goblin. You've dragged him out of his goblin hole and hurled him to the ground. He is at your mercy. Who is going to take the lead on interrogating this little banana stealer? It sounds like it was Squatch before, but I don't know. Maybe someone steps in.
I might hurt him if I interrogate him. If someone else wants to, you guys know how I get around bananas.
No,
I think you should. It's
I'll
gonna
let you do it.
I'm more relaxed right now since this creature doesn't really have anything to do with me or the forest.
So you're chilling. Do you want to use your last polar bear token to fall asleep?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So the battle having been won, you expend your last polar bear token, fall asleep, and then return to human form or elven form, snoozing away in a corner surrounded by dead goblins. This last goblin, looks up at you, dangling the banana peel in front of him, and puts his little wrinkly fingers together and looks up at you like, "Please, don't kill me. I'll do whatever you say." What do you do?
So I pick up a stick and I attach the banana to it, and then I stick the stick on the goblin's back and I hold him there so he can lead me in the direction of more bananas.
Right. Okay. Let's see if you can parlay your way into getting this goblin to do what you want. The leverage you have over him is if he doesn't do what you want, you're gonna finish him off like the rest of the goblins, right? That's the plan.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Go ahead and roll parlay. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. Oh dear. Oh dear. All right. Mark experience. You get a point of experience. And the goblin, you put the stick in his back and he nods to you. He's like, yes, I'll show you. There are so many bananas, oh mighty Sasquatch. Just this way, please. And like grovels his way off into the forest, looking back occasionally to make sure that you're still following. So the group of you, I presume, follow the goblin. Is that the plan?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So this goblin, your new friend, he's going to lead you out into the forest. So the group of you start following this goblin, and you get deeper and deeper into the wood. The goblin assuring you every few hundred feet, like, yes, this is the way. A great pile of bananas. I will show you. The halflings have them hoarded. It's a secret place. Only I know. And he continues to lope ahead of you, leading you in a way legally distinct from Gollum in Lord of the Rings. So what are you doing? Are you all just happily traipsing along after this goblin, or what? It seems like Sir Squatch is on a mission, but what about the rest of you?
I'm kind of just. Oh, sorry.
I'll start writing a song about
Nice.
Smalls
Composing
stabbing the goblin in the back and then pulling out another one from a hole.
Nice. Yeah, Smalls was being very brave in that circumstance. Smalls, what are you doing? You got your bard friend here singing about you, or preparing a song to sing about you.
I'm just helping him.
Nice.
With it. Yeah.
Really, I'm more striking than lovely. Okay, cool. So you're acting editor for this song, all right? Glaurung, what about you? You and Antitas know how dangerous these woods can be.
Yeah, I'm pretty skeptical of this situation. I feel like the golem was a little bit too much or too receptive to the prodding from Sir Sam Squatch. So yeah, I'm pretty skeptical, but I'm following along and just seeing what happens.
Okay, so your suspicion, you can actually use that to trigger a move. Why don't you roll to discern realities? This is you kind of keeping an eye on the situation.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes. All right, you rolled a 6. Guess what? You get an experience point. So everything seems fine to you. Everything's fine. This goblin is not very nice, but he's a goblin. They're sneaky little scum suckers. So yeah, it's fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I'm sure whatever happens, you'll be ready to handle it. And Titus, what about you? You can see your friend Glaurung is looking like concerned, but not, too worried.
Just from seeing Glaurung's like face being more concerned but more relaxed, I also start to question it whether it is actually safe to follow this goblin.
Okay, yeah, you wanna do the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
What's it called?
Discern realities. You're studying your situation.
Oh no!
So all that good luck you had in the first part seems to have just evaporated into outer space. Cool. Everything's fine. You're both in agreement. You agree everything is going to be okay. There is no reason to worry. It's great. All right. So all of you just kind of like barrel forward after this goblin, who at long last comes to a ruin, a barrow, something like that. So it's a mound of dirt. Under which perhaps some bones have been interred. It's a site of some grave importance. There's a chill in the air. Maybe we get some like fog effects. The palette of the scene is all kind of dark blues and greens, very shadowy. There are some strange moss-covered stone ruins kind of coming up around this barrow. And the goblin comes into the area and gestures like, yes, friends, come, buried here, much banana. And he gestures for you to like, yeah, come check it out. There's just some bananas over here. And then he goes around the other side of the barrow and disappears. You can hear his voice kind of trailing off like, friends, many bananas, friends, this way. Sir Squatch, what do you do?
I think I want to see if Glaurung's bird will investigate the alleged banana.
Yeah, I mean,
well, my bird is stubborn though. He doesn't want to just fly into the cave.
I'd say, yeah, birds flying into like small enclosed areas are not really. It's not really their jam. So I mean, I think you look back at Sir Squatch, you look back at Glaurung, and Glaurung, your bird just imperiously like.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of distrust between me and Sir Sam Squatch already, so it's like there's no way I'm gonna let my bird go in there.
I should be able to sense bananas, right?
Yes, you can. You can sense bananas. So you close your eyes and you reach out with your furry fingers and try to impart the divine banana sense. But I think something is interfering with your connection to the holy Squatch God. Can you? How do you overcome that? There's like divine static. Normally your senses are sharp. You can tell a banana at 1,000 paces, but something in the air, something is interfering. There's like magical trouble. What do you do?
I guess I'm going in. Must have been too long since my last banana. I'm losing my banana powers.
Your little banana meters run low. Okay. All right.
Can I investigate then?
Yeah. So the barrow is it's a big dirt hill basically with a stone opening and then darkness beyond. And the goblin has like imparted for you to go down into the dark where the bananas are obviously being kept.
So I guess I just go on in there then.
Okay. Now it's dark. It's dark in this hillock. What do you use to light your way? Do you have any adventuring gear on you?
Oh, I may. How do I see that? Aside from, is it just in the?
Yeah. So it'll be one of the gear options that you might have chosen. And
does anyone have fiery eyes I can use to ignite my clothing on fire?
So if you don't have any adventuring gear, someone else might, and they can give you a torch.
I do have adventuring gear.
Okay. Do you want to use one of your uses of it to draw forth the torch?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. So Entitus hands you, Sir Squatch, a torch. So lighting it, you are now surrounded by a pool of orange light. You can see the spiderweb covered ancient stone stairs that lead down into the barrow. You descend, and do you descend alone? Does anyone go with your paladin companion?
I'm sneaking up behind him with him.
Since I lost my torch, I actually want to. I am also curious, so I follow.
Okay. All right. I suppose the better question then is: does anyone not go down into the barrow?
My bird.
Yeah.
I want to see
It stays
if I recognize this area from previous legends.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So, so Elwin, you have your bardic lore. Yes, you can ask me. You can ask me one question about this place.
Can
What would you like to know?
I ask like who's buried here?
Yeah, you can ask me literally anything.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll ask like who's buried here.
Okay, all right. So I think as everybody else is gearing up, lighting torches, getting ready to go in, you're studying the trees, looking at the stones, looking at the barrow, and you realize, yes, you have heard of this place in tales long gone. This is where a mighty warrior of a tribe that used to live in these woods that was wiped out when the war between the halflings and the squatches came to the forest. And this warrior was a prince of their people, and he was the chosen, the last of the chosen of the mighty panther god that dwells in this place, and his sacred bones are interred below. And that maybe occurs to you as your friends disappear down into the darkness. What do you do?
Probably have to chase after them, try and warn them about it.
Okay, yeah. So you want to run up to the entrance and shout after them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell them that the
All right.
panther god.
So as you do, you're all alone except from this bird. As everybody is descending in the dark, you run up to the top of the stairs, take a deep breath to speak, and you feel you are unable to. Suddenly, there's like some effect that is keeping you from speaking. You feel your tongue go numb in your mouth. What do you do? You suddenly can't speak.
Oh boy, I can't even sing then.
I mean, yeah, like you're like trying to speak, and there's nothing coming out. How do you react to your sudden lack of speech?
I'll just run down after them.
It's just silently like chase after them. Okay, all right, great. So I think we linger a moment on the barrow mound, and we see a shadowy form in the trees, kind of like lurking its way towards the barrow as we fade down into the firelit space. So Sir Squatch, this is obviously not the barrow mound of the filthy tiny halflings, because it's quite tall. You're able to stand up at full height as you enter the room below, and I think there's an antechamber, and if you imagine this little antechamber as being like kind of like an Aztec tomb. So we can see on one wall there's a carving of a something like halfway between a man and a cat. Right? He has the head of a cat but the body of a man. He's wearing like a tiger print, like loincloth, and holding a spear. And he seems to be fighting a giant feathered serpent on one wall. And then on the other wall, it's the same person, and he's lying on a stone, like a bier. He's lying on a tablet, and there are men and women carved to like look like they're around him, and they're crying. Right? They have tears kind of coming from their faces. It's all very stylistic. Straight ahead of you is a huge stone block that appears to be blocking the path beyond. What do you do?
I'd like to try to move it.
Okay. All right. So you walk up to it, and it's a big circular stone, so it looks like it's been rolled into place. You could reach down and grab it at the bottom and try to like lift it and roll it out of the way. Why don't you defy danger with your strength? The danger here is that it like makes a lot of noise, or it takes some time, or is very difficult. I think you're strong enough to move it, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, there you go. You do what you set out to do. Okay. So as Elwin, as you descend the stairs, more silently than usual, you find your companions in this torchlit chamber with its walls carved as you expect to depict the ancient panther hero. And we see Sir Squatch lift this mighty stone circle out of the way, and it slides into the wall. There's a grinding sound of stone. Some dust descends from the ceiling, and you can see beyond. There is, I think, Sir Squatch, in the torchlight, you see what is to you the unmistakable vision of the golden glow of the skin of a ripe banana. In fact, many ripe bananas in a pile. All you can see is this like yellow reflection. There's a stone. There's a stone bridge that leads out into the darkness at the edge of your torchlight, and then a chasm below you with a faint golden light reflected from your torch. What do you do?
It's still me deciding, right?
Anybody can do.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can do it.
Can I
everyone.
talk
Yeah.
now?
No, Elwin. So do you like run up to someone and like start waving your hands or what? Like, do you want to try to communicate to someone you can't communicate?
I'll have to think about it. I'll let someone else while I'm figuring out how to do something without talking.
Okay, so Elwin runs up and just like stands there. And the rest of you, yeah. What do you do? And Titus, what do you do when you see this like stone bridge and this burial chasm beyond?
Is the goblin still with us, by the way?
No, he's upstairs somewhere. Yeah, he stayed on the ground above you.
Is there anything I can do to like? I don't know. I guess. I don't know.
You can turn into any animal you can think of. So you could like turn into a bat and fly around. You could turn into like a blind cave mole.
Oh, I accidentally rolled.
That's okay.
So
That's fine. Yeah. I mean, that's you're the druid. That's
okay.
your jam.
All right. Yeah, I like to try to shapeshift.
Okay. What would you like to become?
I would say probably a mole.
Okay. All right. Sorry, an enormous mole. All right. So what are three things that enormous moles can do?
Well, dig.
All right. Dig quickly. What else? Moles have like a good sense of smell, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
I
okay.
think so.
All right. Smell for danger. What else?
And
Those are moles good at. Usually it's the first two are easy, and then it's like, what the? I actually don't know anything about moles.
maybe go into small like crevices almost.
Yeah. Get into somewhere small. All right, cool. Let's have you turn into an enormous mole.
All right.
Have a creepy nose. Yeah, exactly.
Do we still have any of those banana peels?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I want to grab one of those then,
Okay.
and then throw it into the pit.
Do I have to roll for shapeshifting too?
Yeah. Roll your shapeshifting. And we'll see how many points you get to spend. Ooh.
Oh no.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
okay.
So you try to shapeshift into a mole, but I think you get it kind of like wrong. Like something goes wrong, and so you end up like a regular sized mole. But you're one of those moles that doesn't have any fur. You're just like a little pink like jelly bean with big sharp front teeth. You get one hold, but you're feeling a little exposed and helpless right now. You just turn into a naked mole rat, and you just kind of like flop around a little bit on the ground. Smalls, you see this happen. You see Antitas turn into a little, looks like a halfway between a newborn baby and a hideous vermin. What is your reaction to this? Does anybody do anything, or are you just like, well, that's fine? Cool. It seems like
actually, can I spout lore about like, because Goku and I have a backstory? I could talk a little bit about like, does my character have information as to how long this transformation will last, or like if in the past and what's the name, Antitas struggles to shapeshift, if there's like a common trend, like do I have that?
You can
spout that lore?
So the two of you share the right of the land, right? So if you want to help him, if you want to aid or interfere, you could turn that 6 into a 7 and make it so he gets to be. So you can see him struggling. He's turning into this naked mole rat.
So
How do you help?
Embarrassed.
Interfere with the transformation.
How do you help him transform? How do you cheer him on?
Okay, so there's this song, this little melody, and it's inconvenient that Priz couldn't sing it, but Goku, he taught it to me on one of our past adventures. So I'm gonna aid by singing this little lullaby and see if it helps the transformation.
Oh my god, I love that he has like a "you can do it" transformation song. Good. Okay. All right. So you're going to aid or interfere, and your bonus is the number of bonds you have with them. There you go. All right. So the 8 means that you get a +1, so that 6 becomes a 7. So you're going to get 2 hold instead, and then you finish your transformation in the proper form. You turn into a giant mole, and now you're much less gross, but probably still a little gross.
Still
But
embarrassed.
Glaurung, you expose yourself to danger, retribution, or cost, and I think what happens here is that you feel a chill run down your spine. Something dark in this place has taken notice of you, like you particularly. You feel like as though someone is watching you, and you like look over your shoulder, and all you see is Elwyn descending the stairs. Elwyn, are you doing anything? Glaurung looks at you suspiciously, like he just turns his head to look at you.
Well, I'm just trying to run after you guys, catch up.
Okay, so Elwyn catches up, breathing hard. But yeah, Glaurung, you feel your hackles are up. Something unusual is going on.
Okay. Is discern realities an applicable ability here?
Yeah, if you want to take a minute to like look around, sure.
Yeah, I kind of want to gather my thoughts and see if I can come to any conclusion with discern realities.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Okay.
Oh no.
Every time.
Oh,
Yeah. I think from above you hear, so you're like, something's wrong. And you look around and you hear from above, you hear like, screw you guys. And then you hear like crashing sounds outside, and a bunch of like rocks and debris tumble down the stairs. And the wan light from the forest above goes out. So only the torchlight is there. It sounds like the goblin has collapsed the entrance.
Could I try potentially to hunt and track the goblin?
I mean, you know where he is. He's upstairs, but he's just put a bunch of rocks between you and getting out of this hole. He hopes to make this your tomb.
could I possibly like dig?
Yeah, you could go up and start digging. I think it'll take some time, but you do have that option as a mole. Okay, so you want to split up into team investigate the tomb and then mole digging your way out. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
you climb up the stairs and begin digging through the cave in. Smalls and Sir Squatch, did you want to continue on? I think that you guys wanted to go in and explore the next chamber, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you continue walking along this stone platform, and yeah, there's a drop. You look over, and it drops about like 40 or 50 feet. And then you see not bananas, but piles of treasure, gold and silver coins, treasure chests, just like a kingdom of riches buried under this sacred mound. You'd have to jump down like Scrooge McDuck style to get into them, but they're down there. You can see the unmistakable reflection of gold. But Sir Squatch, no, yes, they have no bananas today. If there are any, there is more. You'll have to press on. At the end of the walkway, some 60 feet ahead, it opens up into a wider platform, the top of a column, upon which a sarcophagus lies. It's a stone sarcophagus painted with some kind of like blue and gold paint.
I think I'd want to keep investigating like all the way down because the treasure does not concern me. There's no bananas, so
Okay.
I don't care about it.
All right. So you continue and
To the sarcophagus.
Yeah, and you reach the sarcophagus. Elwyn, did you follow Sir Squatch, or did you go up with the mole to try to help dig your way out?
I'm just following Sir Squatch, trying to get his attention with the banana peel.
Right. So you're like waving and like, because you're usually, you're a bard, you're usually much more talkative. No one's really noticing, I think. Yeah. How about let's do this. Elwyn, roll defy danger. Roll with your charisma. The danger is that no one notices that you're in danger. So if you can succeed at this, I'll say that Sir Squatch may be like, you notice he's waving his arms trying to get your attention. Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Okay. Nope. Definitely not. I think that Squatch, you just carry on. Everything's fine. You're on your mission. Make sure, Elwyn, you mark experience for that failure. All right. So Smalls and Sir Squatch, you reach this platform. It's maybe 50 feet across. It's a circular platform. So if you imagine the room, I'll draw you a really terrible map. If you imagine that the room Here's the edge of the barrow outside. Then there's stairs that descend down. Yeah, I'm drawing. There's stairs that descend down. And then the antechamber that you were in before. And then the stone that you moved out of the way. And then there's another huge chamber beyond with a walkway that extends out and then a circular platform. And then below it, this is where all the gold and treasure and shit is lying. And then on top of it, there is a stone sarcophagus. So the group of you are approaching this excellently drawn sarcophagus this way. So there you go. So this is where you are. This is where you're headed. And I think you approach the sarcophagus. There's a drop in all directions, and the sarcophagus is carved in the same style as the antechamber. It has on it a drawing of or a bas relief of a man who has on one arm a round shield, in one hand a spear. They're crossed over his chest, and he's wearing a mask in the shape of a panther face. Sir Squatch, you smell with no mistaking it the scent of banana coming from inside the sarcophagus. It's definitely full of bananas.
I think I can't help myself. I think I gotta open up the sarcophagus.
So Smalls, you see Sir Squatch about to like leap forward and yank open the sarcophagus. Do you want to do anything?
No, I kind of let him do that. I'm more interested in the statue, so I'm gonna see if I can steal like the mask off the statue.
Yeah. The carved surface. Okay. Yeah. So you're just like, meh, no problem. Okay. All right, Sir Squatch. You throw your hands onto the sarcophagus and begin to lift it open. As you do, you can feel it straining underneath your arms, and eventually you hear it crack. Right, the seal of the sarcophagus break open, and you slide the heavy stone aside. It crashes to the ground, and inside a black mist begins to rise, and this mist you can see in its shape two cat eyes visible through the fog. And it starts to float towards you, Sir Squatch, and you get the impression that it is trying to invade your body. The mist is trying to seep into your nose and your ears, in through your clenched teeth. What do you do, Sir Squatch? The ghost of this thing is trying to possess you.
I think I want to pick up Smalls and use him as a human shield.
Right, do it to Smalls and like thrust Smalls out before you. Okay, so you're gonna defy danger with your strength. Smalls, okay. If you don't want him to do this, you can roll to interfere. No. But let's have Squatch roll first. Yeah. So yes, all right. So Squatch is going to do this. You are going to take this hit, Smalls, unless you want to try to interfere.
I'll just let it happen.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. All right, Smalls. So you feel the spirit you have set free, the panther spirit, fill you. It seeps in through the cracks in your body, filling you with a sudden thirst for blood. And you suddenly have the urge to rid this place of interlopers. Now, I'm gonna do something. So the way this works, your alignment is temporarily going to change. While you're possessed by the panther spirit, you will gain experience for freeing your tomb from interlopers. So if you can drive them out, you'll get experience for that. But otherwise, you can do all the same stuff you normally would. You just have this like spirit inside you. Elwyn, you see this happen, right? You see Smalls take a deep breath and this spirit disappear into him. What do you want to do?
Do I know anything about the panther spirit?
You could spout lore if you would like to know a thing about the panther spirit. Go ahead and roll. What's great is that whatever you know, you will not be able to communicate to your friends unless you find some way to free yourself of your curse of muteness. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some information. You got an 8. Now, I'm not required to give you useful information, but I can give you something interesting. You don't necessarily know anything about this particular spirit, but you do know a thing or two about possession. Have you ever been possessed before, or have you known anyone who's been possessed?
I think Glaurung was possessed one time.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. So Glaurung, you were possessed by something at some point, and you remember the only way that you were able to get that, or at least for that spirit, maybe it'll work for this one, maybe it won't. The only way to get the spirit out is with a sound physical beating. You have to, like an old rug, you have to beat the hell out of them. So Elwyn, this is what you remember. What do you do? Sir Squatch is literally holding Smalls up by the arms right now. Smalls goes limp for a moment as the spirit enters him. Elwyn, what do you want to do?
Can I try and push him off of the pillar that we're on?
Like both of them?
Yeah, both of them. Just throw them all off.
Right. Okay. Sure. That sounds great. That sounds like a fantastic plan. You hurl yourself into Sir Squatch, who is holding Smalls, and hopefully just the two of them, but maybe all three of you will plunge off of the edge. Okay. So let's have you. I think the danger here is on Sir Squatch. Squatch, you see Elwyn hurling himself at you. What do you do?
Kind of try to do like a little twist.
You want to just try to dodge?
Just try to get out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna defy danger. You're gonna do it with your dexterity.
Okay.
And then Elwyn, you can interfere, and then Smalls, you can decide how you want to help. All right. So at this point, Sir Squatch looks like he's gonna fail. Looks like he's gonna get shoved off the cliff. He's not very dexterous. Looks like you're gonna shove him off the cliff. Now, Smalls, would you like to help, hinder, or do nothing? Because you're just gonna get carried by Squatch off the pit into the gold.
I'm just gonna do nothing.
Great. Okay. So Elwyn, you get what you want. Sir Squatch, you start to turn sideways, and Elwyn crashes into you and pushes you, Smalls in hand, off of the edge. You slip and fall. Do you want to? What do you want to do? You're falling. You're about to land in a big pile of gold. It's not going to feel good.
I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that Smalls is facing the ground here.
Oh, you want to land on Smalls?
Smalls, yeah.
Perfect. Smalls, would you like to do anything about that?
Yeah, I would. I don't want to.
Yeah, I would. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do here is, I think Smalls will have you defy danger. And then Squatch, you can interfere if he succeeds. So how do you avoid getting crushed under Squatch as you fall?
Wait, no.
I just kind of grab my way and just try and get around him. So
okay, you're just gonna clamber up on top of him.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you fail.
Oh, no.
So mark experience. So here's what happens. Two fails in a row here. And Sir Squatch tries to dodge, but Elwyn pushes him off balance and he tumbles off the edge, turns his body so that Smalls is underneath him. Smalls attempts to scramble free in the second before they crash into the ground, and then Smalls, you are pancaked by Sir Squatch, who lands on top of you. So I think a 50-foot drop and a paladin on top of you, you're gonna take some damage. Let's do Squatch first. So all this damage avoids, it ignores armor. So Squatch, you're gonna take let's say a D8 of damage. So this ignores armor. You take this full damage. Okay, so you just take 4. Squatch cushions or Smalls cushions the blow, and then I think Smalls, you're gonna take. How many hit points do you have right now, Smalls?
18.
18. Okay. All right. There's a chance this could kill you. We'll find out.
Oh no.
13 damage. Okay, it doesn't kill you, but it hurts real bad. And yeah, Sir Squatch lands on top of you, and the two of you roll down this hill of coins in a waterfall of coinage. Elwyn, you can hear up at the other end. You can hear the mole claws digging a way out. They're almost out. But I think Elwyn, I think that you realize in this moment that if you all just like get out now, and if Smalls gets out with this thing inside of him, you're going to release the panther spirit that lives in the tomb. Like, it was buried here to keep it here for a reason. Now you could just run, you could all get out, but if Smalls carries the spirit out with him, you're letting it out into the world. Glaurung, you're at the bottom of the stairs, so you see Elwyn turn. You see Elwyn like push Squatch off the cliff and turn to you. There's a moment the two of you make eye contact. What happens?
I'm super confused at this point.
Yeah, that's fair, I think.
The sense of camaraderie I thought I once had with Elwyn, I'm now putting into question. So,
reasonable.
Yeah, in my suspicion, I don't know, I want to start a conversation with him and just kind of just be like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah,
like,
that's very rational of you. Like, hold on, what?
Yeah. So I'm trying to communicate with Prisma and see, and like, I think this will give me the foresight to see that he's cursed, and potentially I need to
Okay, so
find
Elwyn,
a way to interpret his information.
yeah, Elwyn, Glaurung looks at you like, why have you done this? What do you do?
I still can't talk, can I?
No.
Oh boy. Can I do some kind of interpretive dance?
Yes, please. Please do that. Yes. That sounds fantastic. Okay. So you begin, you show him the dance of your people, and you begin to try to express that you have been cursed not to speak, and that you had to push your friend off a cliff. It's a common dance. You had to push your friend off a cliff so as to protect everyone from a terrible spirit. Let's have you defy danger with your charisma. And the danger here is that Glaurung gets the wrong impression.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, good. So even with help, oh boy, it just keeps getting worse. All right, so Glaurung, the dance, you recognize this dance. It is an ancient elven taunting dance, and basically the meaning in not so many words is "come at me, bro." He has entered an ancient elven battle rage. And he himself has challenged you to one-on-one combat. He wants you to 1v1 him in the pit. What do you do?
Okay. I prepare a volley.
You shoot it with your bow, of course. Excellent. The traditional response. All right. So go ahead and volley your
But
bardic.
before I shoot, it's
Okay.
like I'm posturing for a warning shot to see
okay.
if he backs down.
Excellent.
From this duel.
Perfect. So
yeah.
Elwyn, you see Glaurung knock an arrow and point it at you. What do you do?
I really want to look and see what's happening in the pit right now after they fell down.
All right, so Elwyn turns turns to look at his so far defeated foes, and Glaurung, it looks like he may leap down into the pit to finish the job.
Okay. Well, Sam Squatch and we don't really see eye to eye on a lot of things, so I don't have a huge concern for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a concern for Smalls, especially due to the fact that the possession took place. I don't really know that took place, but I am concerned for his well-being.
Yep.
So overall, I still have the volley prepared, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to shoot Priz and then find a way to go down into the pit
Okay.
to save my friends.
All right, okay, make your volley on Elwyn. So Elwyn, as you turn to look into the pit, you hear the unmistakable twang of a bowstring. So go ahead and volley there, Glaurung.
My character's just confused, Priz. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you got a 9. Now, Elwyn, would you like to dodge? You can affect this roll.
Yeah, I'll try and
Okay,
just jump into the pit to dodge it.
Sure. So you're gonna interfere. So go ahead and do that. How many bonds do you have with Glaurung?
1.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll your aid and interfere with 1.
I'm still like in a state of
on.
heavy confusion too, because
Yeah.
I thought that Elwyn was my friend.
Yeah.
So
I'm just a mole right now.
No. And that's the thing is, and you're gonna be the one that has to make the decision whether or not to just bury all these fools alive. Okay. All right. So you get what you want. Right. You can cause the -2, so that 9 drops to the 9 drops to a 7. You'll still get hit. You're not able to dodge completely out of the way. So let's Glaurung roll your damage.
okay.
So Elwyn, you'll take this damage minus whatever armor you have.
Oh boy.
A sound thrashing. So Elwyn, you have one armor.
I have no armor.
No armor. Okay, so you take 8 damage. All right. So you thunk, get hit with the arrow, and then you just jump off into the pit.
Yeah. Hopefully to try and jump somewhere.
Okay.
At least I'm not going to fall too far down.
Defy danger with your dexterity here. The danger is that you like land and break your leg or something. Like it's a pretty long drop.
I hope. I just hope.
Oh, no. All right, you leap into the pit, and you're gonna take. You land bad. It doesn't go good for you. How many hit points do you have left?
11.
Well, now you have 5. So you land. You like twist your ankle and you fall like tumbling down into the pit. And at the bottom of the pit, you slide down the coins and you bang your head, and your vision is all blurry. And as you open your eyes, you can see lying next to you a beautiful golden chalice, marked with like black gemstones, certainly worth a fortune. And it just happens to be lying next to your head. It's got a little of your blood on it because you just bang your scalp on it. So while that's happening, Smalls, possessed by the panther ghost, you squirm your way out from under Sir Squatch. The two of you are lying at the bottom of a pile of coins. What are you gonna do?
Since I'm possessed, I just try and run away from everyone so I don't hurt anyone.
Okay. Yeah. So you're struggling for, you have this deep struggle. You get up and run off. Sir Squatch, you see Smalls run away like the filthy banana stealing bandit halfling that he is. He's probably got your bananas. What are you gonna do?
Showing his true colors.
That's right. Finally, you knew it all along.
I think I'm gonna probably I'm gonna yell and try to yell for Goku to come because we kind of need our mole right about now so that we have some sort of animal to get us out of this deep pit.
Okay, so Antitas, you hear a cry from behind you as you break through. There's enough space for maybe a halfling to climb out. You've broken through with your digging claws, and yeah, you hear the shouts of Sir Squatch that he needs you. He needs your assistance. What do you do?
As I hear the yell, I understand it's more of like a frustration and danger, so I decide to go back and see what's happening with the party.
Okay, all right. So you scamper down in mole form. You see Glaurung standing with his bow in his hand. Glaurung, are you just like looking at your bow, like what have I done, or like?
So I wanted to see if I could find a way to safely get down into the pit without jumping, but like I think during this period of time I've come to the conclusion that my best shot is actually to jump. So like as I'm not aware that Goku's here, but I'm preparing to jump.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
All right.
No,
Yeah. Okay. So Antitas,
but I want to make sure Priz is like, I don't know. Now that I shot him, I'm still super confused. I want to pursue that information, so I want to confirm whether or not he's alive. If he is alive, if he can speak.
I really like how you're like, I shot him, and I'm not sure if I should shoot him again or like help. Like, should I finish the job or should I save him?
So I'm trying to gather that information. So I'm preparing to jump.
Okay, all right. So you run to the edge and you can see him. You can see Elwin, and Elwin, you're a little dazed, but you can stand up. What are you gonna do? You see Glaurung above you, bow in hand.
Can I use my arcane art to heal myself?
Yeah, you can't sing though.
Oh,
so
that's rough, man. Yeah,
so your voice, like you feel again like it's not like a permanent effect, but like you take a breath to sing and your voice like catches in your throat. There's something there. You could try to deal with that, try to do something about it, but for now, there's going to be no singing for you.
Can I just use my bandages?
Yeah, you could try to like bandage your poor throat. Just drink a little like lemon tea.
Or just to heal myself.
Yes, you can totally use your bandages to like you bind your head and like pick a silver coin out of your skull. Sorry, Glaurung, you had something you wanted to do?
Yeah, I'm mostly curious about where I ended up shooting Priz and how the curse affects his speech. Like, is it his tongue that's not working? If possibly like my arrow hit him in the face or the throat, could that have somehow opened up?
Yeah, it's like amnesia. You hit someone in the head once and they forget everything. You hit them again really hard and they remember. Yeah, it's some kind of like, as far as you can tell, Elwin, and I don't know how much you can communicate this to Glaurung, but as far as you can tell, it's some kind of magical effect of being in this place. The cat spirit has got your tongue. And so you're not able to speak. So either maybe if you leave this place or if you like deal with the spirit, you might be able to speak again. But for now, that's the feeling you get.
So I had information about this panther, same with Goku, and
That's
like
right.
we knew in the past about it. So like in my confusion, at any point, is there any way I could see if like I came to the conclusion that maybe this is the panther's lair?
Yeah, I think you don't even need to, like, you as a player know that this is true.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. You could, if you want to, you could make a roll to see if you know how to like deal with it or something.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's see if I know if the panther spirit has any weaknesses.
Okay. Yeah. Spout lore.
Okay.
All right. I think that if you want to placate the spirit of the panther that dwells in this place, what you need to do is offer it a sacrifice.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever that looks like. So this is when Antitas, this is when you get to the bottom. This is when you get to the bottom of the stairs, and you can see Glaurung. You can see Elwyn down below, bandaging his head. Squatch, you're just like chasing Smalls around, trying to grab him?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I feel like I'm just kind of waiting for Goku to arrive.
Yeah. So everybody, there's a moment of pause where like Smalls, you're hiding, but you can feel the panther spirit trying to take you over. You all have a moment to choose what you do next. So what happens?
I propose to the. Oh yeah, sorry.
All right. I'm quickly just like stuttered, just like I have no idea what's been going on, and I quickly scamper in the mole body.
So Antitas tries to say a bunch of that stuff, but he's a giant mole, so it just comes out like a bunch of weird squeaking noises.
So I try to get Glaurung's attention.
Yeah, no problem. You're a giant mole.
Yep.
Is there any way, as a ranger, I have some way to communicate with him in mole form?
Yeah, I mean, I think the two of you are like, you're bonded,
close.
right? So yeah, you hear him squeak and make mole noises, and then you can squeak back at him. You can speak the mole tongue.
So I try and share with him the experiences we just had and try and catch him up to date. And then because he has the background knowledge of the panther as well, I want to see, like, now that you know what's happened from my perspective, so like keep in mind the confusion, what do you think is the best plan, Goku, to deal with the panther spirit?
Well, I unshapeshift.
Okay.
And is there any way I can try to dispel the curse from we'll say from Prism or Elwyn?
Yeah. So I think and Titus, you're the most likely, because sorry, I wanted to look at that, not roll it, because you have abilities for dealing with creatures and spirits. So I think if you try to just like call forth the panther spirit, you may be able to get its attention and deal with it, and then maybe leave this place. So what do you do?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. How? What does it look like?
So this is coming from, I guess, the ability that my father passed down onto me to speak with these like ancient spirits. So basically, I bring my staff upwards, and just kind of like a magic comes out of it, and that's like a way, like the beginning part of it.
Okay, cool. Like a beacon to the spirit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's have you defy danger. It sounds like you're doing this with your charisma, with your like force of personality. The danger here is that the panther is not lured out.
All right. So I'm just trying to figure that out.
Yeah. So you just click defy danger.
I interfere actually as well.
What's that? Yeah. You can let him roll first, and then you can aid.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
get ready to aid if you want to.
All right. So defy danger first, right?
Yeah, defy danger,
Okay.
and do that with your
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, your charisma. It'll ask you for which one to use. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you got a 7. So you could aid or interfere, but a 7 and an 8 are about the same. So what I think happens is you call the spirit forth. So Smalls, you suddenly feel dizzy and nauseous, and you stagger forward, and the spirit is like vomited up from you, drips out of your nose and your mouth, and takes the shape of a shadow, like a huge shadowy cat made of smoke. And it passes by Sir Squatch and leaps up onto the platform. So it's basically just like a smoky cloud in the shape of a cat with these glowing red eyes, and it stalks towards you, Antitas, and gives you a look like it's not sure whether it wants to eat you or listen to what you have to say. What do you do?
Is there any way I can speak to it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can totally communicate to it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I want to try to do that.
Okay. What do you say?
Oh. I want to tell it that we're not enemies here. We were simply trapped underneath to this cavern, and we simply just want to escape.
Ah, okay. That you like you're just here by accident.
Yeah.
And that maybe maybe it has some other reason. Okay, I think if you can get leverage, if you can give it something else to turn its attention to, or you can make a sacrifice, you got to give it some reason to listen to you. But that's a good start. What's your leverage?
What can I leverage?
Yeah, so you could like offer it something valuable, or you could give it something else to be more angry at than you.
I can. I guess I'll offer it my ceremonial. I think robes that I have.
Ah, okay, cool.
Garb. Sorry, ceremonial garb that was passed down from the elders from the village to me.
Okay, cool. All right.
Well.
Well, let's have you parlay with the tiger.
Okay.
Or with the panther spirit. Let's see how it goes. Awesome. All right. You fail.
No.
Now here's what happens. So you offer it this garb, and I think that it looks at you and its eyes glow with an angry red light, and it roars, and its roar shakes the cavern. Right, bits of stone fall from above, and you can see it start to take a more solid form, and it rears up as if to attack, and then we hard cut to black, and we'll have to cliffhanger it there because we have run out of time.
No. Oh man.
So who knows if you were to be successful against the spirit, but that has been our game of Dungeon World. Good work, everybody. Nicely done. I had a really good time. I hope you had fun playing Dungeon World, and I hope everybody in the audience had a good time hanging out and watching.
Yeah, thank you, man. You're a really good dungeon master.
That was amazing.
Like your improv was like incredible.
It felt real, like honestly. Like it was really fun.
Yeah, so part of like the way Dungeon World works is that it's designed to be played like quickly, right, and without any prep. So the tools that the game gives me is the game master to do that and to improvise and to build on what you guys gave me, because that whole story was just built on stuff we talked about in the character creation, which is why we do character creation together. So I can't take all the credit. The game gets some credit too, and obviously you guys for coming up with all of the banana panther buffoonery. Yeah, cool. Well, so we've been planning this for a little while, and it's really cool to be able to get together and play. And if you guys want to, we could always talk about doing a second episode. But I know you have some hots to play. So folks who are watching at home, definitely throw these fine folks a follow on Twitter if you want to keep track of them, and follow Roll20 Esports on Twitter to continue cheering on what I understand to be I hear you guys are kicking ass, so keep it up. And good luck. Are you eating a banana right now, Justin? Oh my god. No. Brilliant.
Oh.
Nicely done. Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. This has been Roll20 Presents Dungeon World with the Roll20 Esports crew. We're gonna go, but thank you so much for coming, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.
All right, thanks.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Ada.
This stream is brought to you by Roll20, an easy-to-use virtual tabletop dedicated to making tabletop RPGs accessible to everyone. Join the adventuring party at roll20.net.